Jam with Sam. Jam with Sam.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Welcome to the 12th episode of Jam with Sam. We started last January and we had our first speakers. There was Mr. Tushar from D-Link and Mr. Shalin Gandhi from Submarine Pens. These were our first speakers over there. It continued very well. We had Neeraj, who's also one of the speakers over here. We had Vivek Mendonca last time. We had before that Rajesh Athade, who was from St. Angelo's Computers. A lot of speakers. Of course, our own internal speakers, all of them are here today. And we had, only in November we didn't have the meeting. But in November, the people from Victory Chapter, where are the Victory Chapter guys? Harish and all, they kidnapped me to Powai and I did a Jam with Sam in Powai. So that was an amazing thing which happened in November. December we had it, and actually technically speaking this will be the 13th meeting. So 2013 and the 13th meeting. It's very auspicious over here. So before any more further ado, I'll request our doc Sanjeev to do the honors of introduction.
Good evening. Good evening. Today I'm substituting for none other than Nandu Pende. And welcome to Jam with Sam. Are you guys excited?
Yes.
Okay, so let me just give a brief introduction to Sam. If you didn't know, his real name was Sampath Iyengar.
Yes.
We all call him Sam, right? He has been in the IT industry for the last 22 years, having his own company, Sam7 Computers and Networks. He started yet another company, Neo Social 7 Media Solutions, 3 years back, which handles the social media of various small and medium businesses. He has customers like the Marshalls, Wallpaper, Travel Post, BNI India, Podar Developers, Real Time Computers. He also manages the social media accounts for a number of professionals, including me. To explain further, Neo Social 7 handles their presence across various platforms like Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Pinterest, etc. In January 2012, Sam decided to create an offline event for all his online customers. Here, much like Coffee with Karan, Sam has Jam with Sam, and sometimes with a little bit of wine. He interviews 2 business entrepreneurs every month who shares their life story, their goals and achievements, both professional and personal. Prominent jammers, Neeraj Shah, National Director, BNI India, Agnolo Rajesh from St. Angelo Computers, Tushar Sigat, MD, D-Link India, Karan Shaiva from IDOBRO, Vivek Mendoza from Lawrence and Mayo. He is also a Rotarian for the last 17 years from Bombay Seacoast and is in the Rotary District 3140, heading the digital media position for the next 3 years. He is also a BNI member of the Alpha chapter since the last 7 years, and he's also a BNI regional director. So are you guys ready?
Yes.
Are you guys ready to jam with Sam? Yes. So let me just introduce our first speakers for the evening. The reason why I say speakers is because we have 2. We have the lovely Dr. Mugdha Raut and Mohan Raut. If we could just give a round of applause. So Dr. Mohan and Dr. Mugdha are practicing gynecologists since the last 23 years. Their education includes MD DGO from KEM Hospital, Mumbai. Dr. Mohan stood first in the subject of gynecology and obstetrics, and Dr. Mugdha holds a gold medal in preventive and social medicine. They run Dr. Raut's Women's Hospital, an ISO certified hospital at Vacola, Santa Cruz East since 15 years. They provide complete gynecological and pregnancy related services which include maternity, infertility management, IVF and IUI, Center of Prevention of Miscarriages, a unique treatment which they do with immunotherapy, which they boast to be the first ones in India doing that for miscarriages. Am I correct? Yes. And they also conduct endoscopic surgeries like laparoscopy and hysteroscopy. They're India's first gynecological counseling center, and they have the management of heavy periods through balloon thermal ablation therapy. Let's just give a big hand with Dr. M&M Mohan and Mugdha Raut.
Doctor, welcome to Jam with Sam.
Thank you.
So, Doc, Tell me something about your family. That's a killer.
See, the better half is standing in front of you. I am happily married to Mugdha for last so many years. I don't remember years because it appears like we are married just recently, maybe this year. The reason also is obvious. Today one of our patients asked her, "Madam, do you have a child, or are you planning a child soon?" And then she was shocked when she realized that Madam has two daughters. One is 18 years and the other one is 11 years. So we have two daughters, Nupur, who is 18, and Natasha, who is 11. And Nupur did very well in her 12th exam, and she is pursuing a career in law. She stood 8th all over India in the law entrance exam, and she is at National Law School, Bangalore, pursuing her law career. Natasha is in 6th standard, and she is an avid sports person. She represents school in throwball and has won many trophies for school. And this is our square family. You want to add something? I think later on.
We'll take a later on. Doc, tell us something about education qualifications. Like there was one whole page Sanjeev had to read out over there. So tell us a bit about your education, something which everybody knows, but something extra what you have done over there.
I did my undergraduation and post-graduation from a premier institute in our field, that is St. G.S. Medical College and KEM Hospital. All of you are aware about the institute, which is located at Parel. And it was a really great experience doing my undergraduation. I was lucky to be first in the subject of obstetric gynecology in the 3rd MBBS exam, and I took up my post-graduation as in this field. Now, why I chose gynecology? Many people ask me, why gynecology? So my friends had obvious answer. Tu to sala. But I don't know, somehow during my undergraduation days, maybe I got good teachers in the subject of gynecology, obstetrics. I developed special interest in that. And especially I was troubled with the problems that was faced by couples who were not able to conceive. Infertility was one problem which is still there. And I always used to think, if I can do something for these couples, there's something worthwhile pursuing this career. And so I joined this subject in the field of gynecology and obstetrics. And my post-graduation I finished from KEM Hospital. During my post-graduation, I got real good teachers. I was working with Dr. Shirish Sheth, who is a stalwart in our field, and he even has represented India internationally. And he was the president of an international organization of gynecologists called FIGO. So I was lucky to be with him, and I learned a lot from him. And he was into private practice, and as soon as I finished my MD, the next day I started my practice.
Wow.
And I never regret my decision, because I have now spent almost 23 years in my private practice, and the initial years, the struggling years or whatever, I could get over these very fast. And by the time I was 4 or 5 years senior in my field, I was doing good amount of work, and not only from the number point of view, but even financially it was quite rewarding. So therefore I chose this field, and I am very happy. I think I will be able to be in this field till the end of my life. But maybe the choices may vary. Initially I was doing because I have to do. Now I am doing by choice and at my terms. So I think if you can do that in your profession, then it doesn't remain as a work or a job. It is pleasure, and then there is no need for you to stop doing this particular work. It's not work.
Doc, tell us about this hospital. You have run a very nice hospital over there. Tell us, how did it happen?
Yeah. It's a big story. Actually, when we started our practice, Mugdha was my junior in college. I finished my MD and she joined her MD, and she was in my unit. We were working together. I hope she tells good things about me as a senior, but because she always says you were very strict and you didn't allow me to. But so what I was telling?
About the hospital.
Hospital. So then when we, after marriage, we started our practice. That was in a polyclinic. We didn't have funds to start our own hospital in the beginning. So it was a hospital, nursing home with a polyclinic, and both of us had separate practice, and we were doing quite well. And a time came when we were so busy that one night there were 3 patients in labor. One was in Santa Cruz area, one was in Dadar area, one was in Kurla area, and in the night we were moving all around. So I said that is enough, because we had a small daughter at that time, 6 months, whom we had to keep in my in-laws' place. We used to stay across the road. So I said enough is enough, we have to have our own hospital, and we started searching for it. Of course, finance was a problem, but if you have a goal, I don't think it matters, because the project which we made was 50 lakhs in 1996, where we had 5 lakhs in our pocket, but we managed. We could raise the amount and we started our hospital, because we were sure that once we start our hospital, then there was no looking back. So we started our hospital in the name Dr. Raut's Maternity and Surgical Nursing Home at Wakola. And rest is history, because now we have finished 15 years. In 5 years we finished our loan, and then we were in expansion spree. Luckily we got good people who supported us, not in the field but in associated field, like a good advocate, a good chartered accountant, a good labor consultant. So these people helped us to grow in right way, so that not only we could look after our profession, and they helped us to look after our business.
Fantastic. Tell us, Doc, what are your future plans? I heard that you're coming with something big. Somebody, told me Doc is going to do something big. So can you just share about that?
See, as I said, one of the passions that I had was couples who don't have babies, or more important than that is those who conceive but can't take the pregnancy till term. I feel this is more traumatic than not conceiving at all. Conceiving and then losing the child is the biggest trauma that a lady or a couple can have. So I have been working in this field for a long time, and we have been doing one special therapy called immunotherapy for such patients. And this is a unique therapy where it helps to prevent miscarriages which are because of immunological reason. To tell you in short, if you allow me 2 minutes, our human body is such that it doesn't accept anything which is foreign. Like say in kidney transplant, you require kidney from a relative, your father, mother, sister, because any other kidney, there is no tissue matching and the body rejects. But when there is pregnancy, have you ever thought about it? 50% of the baby is from father, which is totally foreign to mother's body. And naturally, if you go by nature's law, it should be rejected, because body should form a reaction against that pregnancy and it should be rejected. But it doesn't happen because it's such a common phenomenon. And this happens because there are certain immunological mechanisms which protect the pregnancy from rejection. And in some unfortunate women, these mechanisms are disturbed. So what happens is, as soon as there is pregnancy, body recognizes it as foreign and starts a reaction, immunological reaction against pregnancy. The initial growth is there, then the growth stops. Now what will you do for this? Till now, these couples or these patients were labeled as unexplained. So they were left to nature. We used to tell them, when you conceive next time you come, we will see. But by that time damage is done. So what is required is, before the lady conceives, we have to do something. And that's what we are doing here, by using a special therapy where certain specific cells from husband's body are separated and they are injected into wife. particular white cells, and after that we ask them to conceive, and this makes the difference. So this is going to be a big problem, a big project for us, and we hope we can really help a lot of couples in this field, because the incidence of repeated miscarriages is very high. After one miscarriage, the chance is around 10 to 15%. After two miscarriages, it is around 20%. After three miscarriages, it is as high as 30%. So you can imagine. And why I am more passionate about it is because you treat one such patient and you feel your life is made. And I can tell one example where one couple had come with 14 miscarriages. 14 miscarriages, and they had come for sterilization operation. They said, we are fed up. We don't want to have a baby. We offered them this treatment, and now she has a baby who is 2.5 years old. So I think this is going to help many more couples, and I am really passionate about it.
Fantastic. Doc, if not this, what would you have been? He's stunned, Boli, googly.
Nahin, okay, see, I was a keen sport. I am a keen sports person. In the school, I used to be in the athletics. I used to play cricket, and in college also I have played cricket. So I always say, if I was not in medicine, I would have been at least in IPL representing some team, if not India. But I am in touch with sports. Last year I ran half marathon, 21 kilometers in 2 hours, 15 minutes, 17 minutes. So I think I would have been somewhere in sports, and I think sports is also becoming lucrative career now.
It is.
See, I am not leaving business anywhere.
Doc, any unfulfilled dreams?
I can't call them now. They are going to be fulfilled.
Okay.
So we love to travel a lot. Because of our profession in the initial years, we had to restrict our travel. We were not able to go out that often. But we used to take time out. But I feel the world is so big, there are so many things to see. And I think that is one thing which we will be doing in rest of my life, the next 50 years maybe.
Message for the entrepreneurs out over here. All of us are entrepreneurs. Message for them.
There are many senior entrepreneurs here who are much more experienced than me. But first thing I will say is passion. If you have passion for whatever you are doing, then you are successful. Then second thing is knowledge. Unless you have thorough knowledge of what you are doing, even if you have passion, you will not be able to sustain it long, because finally you will be exposed somewhere. So sorry. Knowledge is important. And third, knowledge, by that I mean you always upgrade yourself, not only in your business, but not only in your profession, but also in the business. Give you a small example. We were doing quite well in our hospital from 97 to 2004. I was very happy, and we were very busy, day and night practice. But my wife, she is visionary between the two of us. She always sees what will happen in future. So she said, no, I am not happy. We are working too much, but we are not earning that much. I said, Arey, hospital is full, so many patients. She said, no, this is not what I want. This is not what I want to do throughout my life. I don't want to be busy 24 hours. Our daughters were growing, so their demands were increasing. So we said, then what? And at that time, we came across one course on marketing in medical practice. This was unique. We were told about gynecology or how to do the operations, everything, but we were never told about the business part. And let me tell you, see, some of you may not agree with me, but see, even if you are in a profession, it has a business angle. And unless you follow that angle, you will not be successful in your profession also. You will not be able to sustain. So we said, okay, let's see what it is. And it was really good. There were 4 sessions. One was on presentation and communication skills. Second was costing and pricing in medical practice. Third was staff management in medical practice, and fourth was key account management in medical practice. These were the 4 things which we had never learned. Each module was costing 10,000 rupees. It was in 2004. And we said if we have to do it, we must do together, because we have to be on the same wavelength to make use of it. And we decided, let's do it. Whatever it happens, baad mein we can go back to whatever we are doing, but at least we'll learn certain new things. And one small thing will tell you how focused you should be. The first day was a one-day seminar where it was in JW Marriott, and we had to attend that seminar and then to decide whether we should join these modules or not. The person who was conducting, he said, make use of this. You should come with open mind, then you will know how important it is. So we said, Sunday we are busy, Sunday morning we have cases, how can we come? But then again we said, okay, if we are expecting something, we should do something different. Because if you can't do the same thing and expect different results. So the workshop was on Sunday, we checked in JW Marriott on Saturday.
Okay.
We said, we left hospital to our friend, we said, Saturday we will relax. So whole day we relaxed, in the evening we had Velpuri on Chowpatty, and then next day morning we joined the workshop, and then we realized, oh, this is different. This is something different and we have to do this. And then he said the workshop is for 3 days from 9 to 6. He said, how can we come? 3 days we can't, how can we come? He said, close your hospital for 3 days. So he said, that's not possible. Then tell someone to look after, but you be here. We said, okay, chalega, wo bhi karenge, because again we wanted something different. And let me tell you, after those 12 days, our lives changed. Each module had this much of big file with all the documents in it. It was an interactive workshop. These files are still there with us. We take them out and periodically read those files. And he had said, if you implement 10% of what you have learned in this workshop, your life is made. And let me tell you, the day we finished our workshop, it was mid-month, and the next 15 days, when the next month was over, our profit was more than 80,000. It had increased by more than 80,000, and we had recovered that 80,000 in those 15 days. And then we took help of that person as a consultant. He was our consultant for he's still with us, consultant, and we made a lot of changes in our practice, which were according to management principles. And let me tell you, we have decreased our work by 50%, increased our returns 5 times, with lot of free time to do whatever we want. Not necessary for ourselves, but we have got lot of more time to think about what more we can do for our patients. And we have been doing certain things which patients feel, we have never seen like this. Because most important thing you were saying for an entrepreneur is, you should not just satisfy your client. You will agree with me. That can be done by anyone. You have to wow your client. And unless you do that, you can't be successful, because whatever you charge or whatever your fees are, if the client feels he has got 100% more than what the fees he is paying, only then you will be successful, because he is going to go out and tell others. So the small things we learned from that workshop, is high price an asset or a problem? So we said, oh, high price is not possible. He said, no. What will happen if you charge, say, double the fees of whatever your competitor is charging? He may not take services from you. He will go out and he will tell 10 people, this doctor is very expensive, don't go there, he is very expensive. But in those 10 people, there will be 2 persons who will think, why he is charging double? There must be something. No one would like to lose patients or clients. So there must be something for which he is charging more, and this person can't afford that, but I can afford. So those 2 will come to you, and those will be your real clients. Rest 8 were never your clients. But the problem is, we go after those 8 rather than we look for those 2, and that makes the difference. So therefore, these small things, if you, I feel, follow in your profession, I think it may be applicable to everyone, but I am just telling from my experience, and I don't think there should be any problem in any entrepreneur to be successful in his or her own business.
Fantastic. And now we'll take it over to your better half. Why did you say better half? No, aren't we also better over there? No? My better half, my better half.
बोलना पड़ता है.
बोलना पड़ता है. I know.
नहीं तो problem.
So, has Mohan said everything, or he's left something for you?
Almost 90% he's covered.
I did also said that everything is our vision. So that part also I know.
Yeah, very true.
I know,
What
I
he
know.
said about the vision part, yes. I've been the visionary.
That's
Yeah.
10%. So, tell me something about your educational qualifications.
Yeah. I did my schooling from St. Teresa's Convent. I was always a topper, and then I did my graduation in MBBS and MD from KEM Hospital. And immediately after I was with him, I started my practice immediately after doing my MD. Yeah, that's about.
Okay. And then you branched off into something else. You do something else which.
Yeah, see, when I was doing my medical practice, I began to think I was getting just as mechanical as any other gynecologist in the city. Surgeries everyone was doing, consultation everyone was doing, then what was I different? And I realized that patients wanted someone who would listen to them. So that's when I branched into starting gynecological counseling. And when people came to know that gynecologists listen to you, it was a big shocker to them. So now today it is so satisfying because mothers bring their teenage daughters. They don't want to go to a psychiatrist. They want to go to a doctor who will be able to explain to them.
Okay.
And I have patients for pre-marriage counseling, for every branch, every field of gynecology. When I started it, I really didn't realize the potential, but when I went into it, I realized the potential is vast and people really need. You give them what you want, you get what you want.
Okay. And what do you look after like he looks after that? So you don't look after deliveries and all anymore, or you do?
No, I do.
You do.
See, what happens is that when you start counseling, the patient develops so much trust that they want you, they won't enter the operation theatre till they see you. So after stopping my practice, I wanted to do exclusively counseling, but after that I realized no, people want me to be there and to deliver. Like they literally ask if they are under anesthesia, are you going to do it or is sir going to do the surgery? So I prefer to be truthful to my patients and I've restarted it.
Message for the entrepreneurs over here.
Yeah, message for the entrepreneurs, I would say that strong vision and a belief in your vision that it is going to work. Coupled with passion and a very strong purpose why you are entering your organization. If you have that purpose in your life, I think you will definitely be successful.
Okay. And you're planning something new, something else also you're doing? You're doing IVF also, right?
Yeah, we're doing IVF also. Yeah, in fact, we have an Indo-German joint venture. We're working with a German company called Morpheus. Now, Morpheus was looking for ethical partners in India, and they did their market research, and between Bandra and Villeparle, East and West, they chose us. And we are happy to say that we are extremely satisfied working with Morpheus. We have learned a lot and we've got great success in IVF. And yes, immunotherapy is our dream project which has just started, and I'm sure it's going to really help a lot of couples and fulfill our purpose that we should be able to help as many people as possible to achieve their dreams.
There's a very famous movie recently, Vicky Donor. How many guys have seen Vicky Donor? All the guys have seen, none of the women have seen it. Okay, see that movie. I mean, there's still a lot of stigma attached to donation and all over there.
Yeah.
So I think this brought out a lot of false beliefs and all over there.
Right.
So you think that India is ready for something like this?
Yeah, definitely.
And
the new generation is definitely willing for it.
okay.
Yeah. They are more open, they are more receptive, and I think yes, they
They are
definitely.
ready.
Yeah.
I recently read about a case in United States. What happened is that this gentleman who was a donor, they found out that he was the father, and they made him named him some paternity suit and something, and now he has to take care of the child and all over there. I mean, other laws that way in US, can it happen in India also?
In India, there are no specific laws except maintaining confidentiality.
Okay.
So till now, we've not faced such kind of litigation. And I think our society being a very closed society where these issues are handled in a very sensitive way, couples usually don't come out readily
Okay.
with this kind of paternity suits, and they don't want even their immediate family to know about it.
About that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But it's quite prevalent right now, this kind of
Yeah,
stuff?
yeah,
It's
very,
quite
very
prevalent. Okay. Tell me something about networking. I mean, has networking helped you in your business?
Tremendously. And I would really like to thank BNI because today our immunotherapy has also taken off because of a visitor who had come to BNI, a pathologist, and I would really thank BNI for that. I've learned a lot from networking, met a lot of good people, and even Facebook, and I think working with Sam has also helped a lot. LinkedIn, Facebook has really helped us to further our business.
Okay. And future plans, that's what you're doing over there, which I heard you got some award from Just Dial.
Yeah. We have just been awarded as Just Dial is an independent rating for our hospital. And we were completely unaware of this, and they came out with a 4.85 score
Wow.
out of 5. Why did we get 4.85 is because just one person said it was very good and everyone else said it was outstanding.
Okay.
So it was really nice because there were people, when they gave us the comments of people, like they have yet to see such good maternity services. So it was really nice to get that rating from Just Dial, and something which we were completely unaware of. They did it behind us, an independent survey.
Fantastic. Very good.
And just like Morpheus chose us over so many big hospitals, this was another feather in our cap after that. Just helping us to know that, we are still maintaining our good services.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, both of you, for an excellent. Let's give them a big hand. And first for you, Doc. That's for you. You can. And you guys would like to give, this is a gift from Edelweiss. This is for you from Edelweiss. And that's for you. This is our new Jam with Sam bag, which I've come out with. So you can take all your bhaji, and we also, you can put a laptop in it very soon. So this is for you. And this is for you, Doc. Thank you so much.